Meso called Udo to be her bridesmaid. She never knew it was going to be the last day she ever spoke to her friends. These were the words coming out from Udo's mouth at the grave of Meso, crying helplessly with others. What is life, you may ask? This is in fact one of the hardest questions we ask ourselves when something tragic and devastating happens to us or to our loved one. This is a very pathetic and very sad story. Wando was born normal like every other child. As he grew up, he became a professional local footballer. He also worked other jobs just to make ends meet. Wando was very hardworking, but didn't know that it was becoming too much for him. He never really had much rest. One morning, he went to bed and the next day he couldn't wake up again as part of his body was already paralyzed. It was later that they rushed him to the hospital where the doctor told him that due to his so much work, he didn't have enough rest. It affected his brain, which caused him to have a stroke. He was then hospitalized. In fact, he lost both of his jobs that he loved so much and also his football plays. How is he going to cope? But Wando, who had always been filled with life, didn't allow his stroke get to him. In fact, he decided to use the other part of his body that was not paralyzed to surf the internet. There, he started streaming on all social media platforms. Lucky for him, he met a woman, Meso, on Facebook. They chatted for a while, and before you know, their relationship got stronger. Both developed feelings for each other, even without seeing themselves. After a while, Meso decided to visit Wando. I have been talking to you for months. I need to see how you look physically, not profile picture. Though Wando told Meso that he was sick, but didn't disclose the extent of his illness. So when Meso met Wando, she was disappointed, even scared, and she cried that Wando lied to her, didn't disclose the full illness he was having. Wando, on the other part, was scared that Meso might break up with him after she saw him in a vegetable state. Though Wando could walk, but could not do any other thing. In fact, his walking was guided by people. Meso felt betrayed that Wando lied to her and even accused Wando of being born like this. But Wando disagreed. I wasn't born this way. In fact, I was born normally. I had my whole life, dreams and aspirations going on for me. I woke up one morning to see myself in this state. But Meso had to be convinced, demanded to see the hard copies of his childhood pictures, which Wando gave to her. But still yet, she wasn't still convinced because she was utterly disappointed. That did not stop Meso from staying with Wando for a week to help him out. She lived with him for like 7 days. She fed him, cleaned him, cooked for him, bathed him, because Wando apparently could not do anything for himself due to his paralysis. She got fed up after 1 week because it was draining. Yes, truth to be told, taking care of a sick person is quite draining. You wouldn't blame Meso for her decision, but for how long will she be able to take that decision? After 1 week, she got fed up and decided to leave because she was tired and knew that she couldn't continue the relationship. When Meso went back home, she told her family what she saw, and her family members warned her to cease any form of communication with Wando. But after a while, like they said, love is magical, love is blind. And they don't advise anybody that is in love because love makes you do stupid things to some people, but to you, you are doing the right thing. After a while, Mmeso refused to let go of Wando. She thought about Wando for a very long time and decided to go back to him, but the family members refused to give her transportation. In fact, she had to look for means to get the money. She sacrificed her clothes. In fact, she sold them off just to get money. So she went back to Wando's house and both started cohabiting. She started living with Wando, taking care of him, doing many jobs just to make ends meet. After a while, Mesu got sick. She was transferred to a bigger hospital. There, the doctor diagnosed that her ovary on one side was blocked and tumor was also growing inside the fallopian tube. What are you going to call this? Someone that is tending to her friend becomes sick and both are poor. Isn't this life a mystery? The doctor requested for an immediate surgery. They didn't have money because the money that they had was meant for one person, and that is Wando's treatment. But because of the love that Wando had for Meso, he wanted Meso to go for surgery, but Meso refused, pretending that she was fine in front of Wando. But Wando could see the pains on Meso and she needed the surgery as soon as possible. After all the back and front, Meso went for surgery but needed another one for her fallopian tubes. Also, Wando needed another surgery for himself. This made things so overwhelming. Meso couldn't work to get money for their feeding and to take care of their hospital bills. In fact, a lot of people abandoned them. Wando's football team abandoned him. His former place of work abandoned him. Meso's family also abandoned her because they have disowned her. They told her not to go back to Wando, but she refused, and because of that, they disowned her. What are they going to do in this situation? How will they cope in this situation? What has life really thrown at them? Despite the fact that they were both abandoned by family members, it was only few of their friends that were actually helping them with the little money they could get from their workplace. And Mmeso, despite the pain that she was having, she still had to go to work in order to get money for their surgery. In fact, amidst their illness and struggles in life, they planned to have a wedding. They had a civil wedding and they set a date for their white wedding where they invited family and friends. To them, they were happy and in love. It doesn't matter what people had to say. Meso said she wouldn't do without Wando, but Meso's situation got worse as she was rushed to the hospital from work because she fainted on her way to work. Unfortunately, Meso didn't make it. She died on her way to the hospital. The day of her funeral was supposed to be the day that she was supposed to get married. In fact, her husband, Wando, who was at her graveside, gave his own little tribute filled with emotions and pain. "I love my wife so much," he said. "I love her. The kind of love I have for her is incomparable and incomprehensible. To some people, it looks as if we are fools, but to us, we know what love means. I remember the last time we were together in the house. She was holding me tight. She kissed me a lot because she couldn't talk. She wanted me to turn and look at her. I looked at her and held her so tight. I didn't understand what was going on, though she was showing me signs that she was in a lot of pain. I am very lucky and blessed to have someone like this in my life that truly loved me for who I was. I know that you are not more here with us, but be rest assured that you live with me in my heart till my dying date." In fact, it was all tears at Meso's graveyard as friends and families gathered together to pay their last respect. Truly, truly, This life won't be fair and will never be fair. So much time we have to accept what happened and move on with our life. Life, they say, has its own ups and downs. But as humans, we have to learn to live with the journey it brings to us. Wando and Meso's love story is quite a unique love story. Though they had challenges, health challenges, financial instability, but they didn't allow it get to them. They struggled amidst all of it till Meso gave up the ghost. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please kindly give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and also turn on your post notification so that whenever I upload any new video, you will be among the first to watch it. Thank you very much for watching and do have a lovely day ahead. Bye bye.